Hey there, and welcome. So, Side Effects is holding a new Houdini art challenge called Mardini, which is starting on the 1st of March. The idea of it is to create an artwork in Houdini based on a daily prompt. That prompt is basically just a theme to base your artwork around. It's open to anyone who would like to enter, and if you do enter, it doesn't have to be every day. Last year, there were prizes for Best Daily, Best Weekly, Best Collection, Best Overall Artwork, and for entering every day. So, as you may know, I won Best Collection in last year's Who Lie Art Challenge, and I've decided to do a daily review video for each day's entries. I'm going to be talking about the winning entries, what makes them so good, and then I'm also going to be talking about some of the other entries. I'll go over what I like about them, what I think could maybe be changed, and how they could have been winning entries in my opinion. So if you'd like me to review your entry, feel free to tag me on Instagram at 9_between. So with all of that comes a bit of a disclaimer. Everything that I'm saying here is my own opinion. It doesn't make it right or wrong. I'm just trying to give a critique that the artist can work from and hopefully something that you can learn from as well. I'm not trying to make fun of or insult or belittle any of the artists. I'm merely just trying to give some feedback in an entertaining way. So let's get straight into it. In third place in the images category for the final day, day 31 Fire, we have this entry by Ben CZE. And they have this heart over here, which is emitting fire. And I assume this is perhaps the iron heart thing. It does look like a metallic finish on this heart. There are a couple of things that I really like about this. Firstly, the sort of vein structure that they have branching out from the center is awesome. It looks great. So I imagine this could be like a fine shortest path or something, but whatever it is, they did a pretty good job with it. So the other thing is the color scheme. I like that there's this bright center focal point, and this is almost silhouetted, not exactly. And then you have the dark outside over here with a bit of the smoke causing a transition. It's an interesting shot to look at, and the colors work really well. You just have the orange and yellow with the gray and black, and so it's a high contrast, high impact image, and I think it's awesome. They also have a bit of a Houdini logo spiral in the center, and overall I just think that it looks good. So they have a bit of a faceted heart, and I'm not sure if this was the intention. If it was, I would say make the facets slightly bigger so that you have some more interesting light play. However, if this wasn't intended, then I would say do a bit of subdivision on this and ensure that you don't have facet or cusp used. But I think that this is a great entry by Ben CZE. In second place, we have this entry by Nico Klein, and they have this bird or phoenix. So this may be a phoenix. It is a bird that seems to be burning up, but there's a lot of great detail to this. Firstly, the fire simulation looks awesome. Don't have anything bad to say about it really. It looks decent resolution. There's some good variation in color. They have the dark areas and the brighter areas. The embers are pretty nice over here. I also like their background. Right, this is a good scene to have put this in. As for the actual geometry, the geometry looks great. So they have the wings over here in a very dynamic pose, and the claws as if it's going in for an attack of some sort, the tail towards the back. There's also this extra level of detail where they have this very dark smoke coming off the wings and the body, and overall it looks awesome. I love that the eye is made up of fire. Good contrast on that as well. I think that this is a brilliant entry from Nico Klein. The only thing is that the very dark simulation looks a little bit low res, right? There's some sharp ends to it over there and over there, but that's negligible. It's quite a subtle issue. The other thing I would say is maybe add a little bit of a lower density volumetric sort of around it. And that would be the only two things that I would suggest. Otherwise, I think it's incredible. Great work from Nico Klein. Incredible use of time for a daily challenge. So love this one. And in first place, we have this entry from Oscar. And they've gone for this matchstick, which is burning up. So all of this over here, you can see is burnt. This is just done with a texture, I'd imagine. But when it reaches this part over here, there's a very good transition, and it's quite impressive. They have this area that's just sort of turning brown. They have this area that is recently burnt, and you can see that there's areas of embers, right? There's areas where it's still hot. So it's smoldering in those areas, which is great. They have this little bit of fire over here, which looks good. It's that same soft flame that you would expect at the tip of a match. And then they have this smoke over here. And I mentioned this probably a day or two ago about how cigarette smoke is very wispy. Same thing in this case, right? When you have this matchstick sort of small scale, the smoke ends up very wispy. And they've done a great job with that smoke. It looks pretty decent, high resolution, good detail to it. The color looks great. Can't fault that at all. In the background, they have these beers or whatever it is. And that, I imagine, is just an image or an HDRI. And it really just helps fill out the scene a little bit better. So splendid entry from Oscar. And that's the last one for Mardini from Oscar. It's kind of sad. Loved seeing his work. Spectacular work throughout the entire competition. So yeah, great stuff from Oscar. In third place in the animation category, we have this entry by Burke Edar. And this is excellent. So they have this fire that spreads up. And before we even get into the destruction side of this, I would just like to focus on this over here. They have a lot of these little embers over here, which looks great. It adds a lot of fine detail, right? It spreads up and it has a very turbulent movement to it. That looks excellent. I really can't fault that. They have this smoke over here that sort of plumes up to the side. And then as you can see, when these pieces fall, they sort of have embers that push out. And I think that's so good. This is actually an incredible entry. The level of detail on that in here is great. I imagine that they're breaking constraints based on the spread of the fire, and that's really cool. Love this entry. So much good detail. As you can see, as it goes on, you end up with the smoke over here. And this looks nearly perfect, right? There's good embers in the air, good detail in the smoke, realistic color variation in the fire. All of these pieces on fire. You can even see that small one over there. Love it. I think that this is awesome. I don't have anything bad to say about this at all. Brilliant, brilliant stuff by Burke Edar. In second place, we have this entry by Carl Drifter. And he has these flowers that open up. They're sort of made of fire. As you can see, they each open up at slightly different rates. There's good levels of variation. And while that's happening, you have this focal point, which is Mardini, and it's igniting from these two sides. Once again, great work with the embers. That's a lovely touch. So as we go along, it lights up. So I imagine that this is done with temperature spreading across a fuel source, and then perhaps geometry that they use for the later frames. However it's done, I think that it's great. The only thing that I would like to see is maybe a bit of smoke or something, but I don't think that that's an issue, especially considering that it could obstruct the word. So yeah, I don't think that that's an issue. It is a beautiful entry. The progression of it feels very natural. It's very smooth flowing, high resolution simulation. There's good turbulence. The embers fly around in interesting ways. The ground has good detail, and the focal point is contained to this area despite the great level of detail everywhere else. So excellent entry from Carl Drifter. And in first place, we have this entry by Takuya Okada. And so they seem to be celebrating the last day of Mardini. They have this little fur ball hopping along, and I remember this from an earlier entry. I think that this has been reused, but that's not an issue because they've added a lot of interesting elements to it. So they have these sort of squiggly eye things, and generally this conveys confusion or disorientation, something along those lines. And they have this thing that's on fire, this fur ball that's on fire. So this part alone is awesome, right? Already that's great. Even from the side over here, brilliant stuff. I love that they keep that same sort of shape where it's a lot of curvature in a small sort of space. So a small planet with a lot of curvature. They then have this great shot which shows the entire scene. They have the sky in the background, which looks good, probably just an HDRI or an image. Good lighting, slight blue lighting over here, and then this barrel. And this furball hops into the barrel, and it's lovely because the smoke and that trails behind it. And there's also these streaks of light that come off of it. All of that looks great. And then from here, you have this explosion up into the sky with the fireworks. And so it's awesome. Each element of this is great. These fireworks are well realized. There's a lot of different colors and variation. Looks awesome. So wonderful entry from Takuya Okada. And honestly, brilliant entries from everyone. Right? This is the last day of Mardini. And so it's a bit sad, but it's also exciting, right? There's been a lot of great work, been a lot of fun, and Takuya Okada really captures all of that in this entry. So yeah, great way to end Mardini. No memes. We did it. We did it. 31 days, we did it. Well done, everyone. I lied about the memes.
Yeah, boy.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
Are you sure about that?
Squish that cat. All you need to know is to squish that cat.
Nani?
Just wanted to mention this one from Viewer Decks. This is pretty cool because of the variation. I just like the sort of streaking fire. It's got a lot of impact in this. Some good smoke over there, but mostly I just like the various directions and things that this takes, and the streaks are kind of nice. So yeah, just thought I'd give credit there. Nice little space shuttle re-entering into orbit. I mostly like the geometry of this from Trevor J. So, you know, these nice little bolts and things, rivets, whatever they are. And then this sort of inset window over there. It's cool. And there's like a bit of sort of distortion of the surface, which is nice. Fire hitting the bottom is cool. I think this fire over here could do with a bit of work, but the one in front looks nice and the actual geometry looks good. Also, I think some haziness in the atmosphere could be nice because this is like re-entry. Could be cool, but this is pretty nice. I like this entry from Trevor J. Oh, it's the first time I've ever seen anyone do this. For Ryo Takumi, they made one entry, and then they realized that they had more time, so they made a second improved entry. This one's cool. I like the smoke that's pouring out of this kettle. Nice kettle as well. Good texturing on that. Fire over here. Maybe that looks a little bit off, but still looks nice. I really like the steam that's coming out of the kettle. And it's cool that they did something different. Version 2 in the same day. And the industry would love for Ryo Takumi. 2 dailies in one day? I'll have a field day. Anyways, cool stuff from Ryo Takumi. This one from Kagla C. This geometric fire and the floppy geometric rabbit. That's also cool. I love this geometric style, and they did such a good job. It's like motion blur on the rabbit, good lighting. It's awesome. I think special mention to this one. It's a very different style. I appreciate that. And lighting and everything looks really good. So yeah, splendid. Wonderful. I forgot all of my synonyms now. Beautiful. Scrummy. Yummy, yum, yum. I remember that one. Yeah, nice. It's not fire, but it is fire. So this is a particle simulation that's play with madness. I imagine that, or play W madness. I imagine that's with. Looks nice. Looks interesting from here. And then when you zoom in, you can see all the particles and that. It's a nice entry. That's a great entry from Electrical Pencil. This is fine. I think that's just a pretty good summary of Mardini. This is fine.
Terry Crews, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, and Bruce Willis, starring in the action flick of the century, Mardini.
That was fun. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to do that. Nice. I like it. I like it. Good fire. Good flicker. Oh, no, that's not what it's called. Shredding. Good shredding in your fire. Nice. That's from Tau200126. Oh no. You can't end it like this. No. Is this how it ends? The end to the series? This is terrible. Oh no, man. All the donkeys lived in harmony until the Fire Nation attacked. Can't watch this again. It's too much for me. Ah, AB, busy doing the little Lego fire stuff. I think that's pretty cool. Just a viewport flipbook as there wasn't time for a proper render. Although in this case there wasn't too much difference anyway, really. Awesome. Vimeo gift just for fun. Yeah, if you want to remake it or something, tag me on Instagram. I'd love to see this if you like decide to fully flesh it out. Could be so cool with some lighting and like a little bit of variation. Maybe make it a night scene or something with some moonlight so you can still see the trees in the background. And then yeah, little plants and things. Could be awesome. I would also say I think these blocks need like very slight beveling or just an edge crease because they look a little bit rounded. Actually, maybe not. I think I'm just lying. No, I think they look fine. Never mind. But yeah, if you do decide to rework it, tag me on Instagram. Love to see it. It's cool. This one from NQ is kind of cool because it's so different, right? Like it's got the volumetric stuff, but then it's got this like fluid fire, which is really interesting, and the embers. So it's like all the elements of fire that you'd usually expect, but the actual fire is a fluid. Kind of reminds me of the entry from yesterday. Was it yesterday? Water? Yesterday was water, right? With the campfire. That one was cool as well. Like, I like this sort of fluid fire stuff. It's really interesting. That's from NQ. Y'all, we did it. Not gonna lie. Pretty glad Mardini's over. Like, I had a whole bunch of cool plans that I put on hold for Mardini because I couldn't do those along with this. But it was fun. Like, I enjoyed Mardini. Like, I wouldn't take it back. I'm just glad that I can now work on the other stuff. I'll keep all of you guys updated if you're interested. But yeah, I agree, man. We did it. We got through it. Also, Luke with the complicated stuff on day 31 using data from NASA, reprojected in Houdini. Cool. Active fires. Ah, crazy. Oh, this is Africa. Right. Where am I? We don't have fires, do we? I guess we do. Sick. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Atomical orbit. And it has these fireballs. Very nice. Only thing I'm noticing is that you do have this sort of thing where you can see the distinctive separations. I wouldn't expect this to be changed in a daily entry, but for anyone wondering why that happens, it's to do with substeps. So basically, if your fire moves from here to here, and Houdini doesn't process what happens in between over here, then you only end up with these two spheres. However, if you add substeps, so Houdini does a calculation here, 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 then you have, you know, a smoother sort of thing where it falls in those areas. And then of course, if you add even more substeps, you know, you have like super smooth where it falls in all of the information. And so that's just what that is. You can probably just double the substeps and it would be fine. But yeah, like just for interest's sake, that's what that is. I think a lot of people do know that. It's not like a secret or anything, but just in case anyone's interested, that's how you fix that. Cool entry from Aspen XL. Really like that. Hey, Lucas Rovely with the little particle system. Oh, actually, that's not even particles, is it? Is this more like Vex stuff? Could be. This might not even be particles. That's kind of nice. Oh, nice fire over here from Zen Shep. Can't really say anything bad about it. Oh, this looks pretty. I don't know what it is yet. Ooh, that's cool. That's nice. I like that a lot. From Behika. Oh, wait, have I been saying this name wrong the whole time? Take me back. Take me back. I need to go mispronounce that again. It's Bachika? I've been saying Behika the whole time. Bachika. Oops. Sorry, Bachika. That's pretty cool. Not sure what they're using exactly for that. It could be fuel. It's interesting. I like that. It's funny that it starts a little bit early there. Unfortunate. Sorry to bring attention to it. It starts a bit early over there. But this is cool. I like this. So the only thing is I'm noticing like some little blocking. I think that's because your texture, your shader isn't using like a good map. I think it's using the high ends or something. I don't know what's happening there. It's like a bit of clipping, but the rest of it looks sick. Love that spread. That spread looks cool. All done. Hope the Iron Man swag contains a pack of caffeine pills this year, because I have no sleep cycle anymore. True. After Hulai last year, I didn't have coffee for months because I had so much coffee during Hulai that it just wrecked me. I had to like just stop for a while. I only recently started having coffee again. It's like, man, these daily challenges are rough. Me finally crossing the finish line. You might be trash, but you're flaming hot trash. That's what matters. No, you're not trash. Jason Albert won a whole bunch of days. Cool entry. It's fun. And to end it off, an entry from a forest society. Little particles coming off of this campfire. That's nice, actually. I like the color change over time. Age divided by life, I think. That's what that is. And then you drive color by the value that you receive back. On that educational note, that is the end. The end of Mardini. Crazy stuff. Congratulations to everyone, not just everyone who won, everyone who entered. Like, if you just took a step and entered into Mardini, I can promise that it wasn't time wasted. Any time that you can spend on creative endeavors in Houdini is definitely going to further your growth. So great. And I will have a video soon with all the winners, a bit of an overview, my thoughts on Mardini, all of those things. It'll be, pretty casual. I'll just go over all of the winners. And yeah, a couple of things that I liked about it and whatnot. So that might not be up for a little while. I'm waiting for them to reveal the best artwork. When that's revealed, then I'll put up the video about that. So yeah, I will see you all when that video is up. Also, after that, loads and loads of cool stuff coming to YouTube and Patreon. We're going to really ramp it up on Patreon. We're going to have some awesome courses and things. So if anyone's interested, keep an eye on our YouTube, where we'll be announcing all of that. But yeah, that's it from me. Day 31, done. Well done, everyone. Brilliant stuff. Everyone, really. You made this a lot of fun. So thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of it. Thanks for always being so positive and leaving good comments. Love it. Love you guys. So yeah, see you next time. Bye.